Yeah. Yeah. What's up, TPL fans? It's your boy Dashing here to bring you the highlights for Week 7. Without further ado, let's get on with it. So the MVP goes to Mike's performance. Let's check out the game and see how that went. So they lead Ash Gren with Mega Alt. Switches out, predicting the Ice Beam, probably. But he goes for a U-turn, brings out Drag, activates Flame Orb, revealing this is most likely a Marvel scale set. Goes for a Toxic on the sub, reveals Lefties. Okay, so he probably doesn't have like Dragon Pulse or Dragon Tail from what it looks like. He's able to set up +1 DD behind the sub, get some Lefties recovery back, goes for Darts, which actually OKOs the Lando at +1, very interesting. He goes Dragon Dance again on the Mega Ult, goes for a return, breaks the sub. He goes Phantom Force here on the return. And he decides to switch out. I think this was a horrible play. I don't think +2 Phantom Force OKOs Mega Ult. So he did have an opportunity there to just OKO him with the return, because definitely Pixelate boosted return will OKO drag, even if it's, bulky. But yeah, he does good damage to the Melodic, as he's able to just go back to subbing. Goes for Darts, takes out the Melodic. And now this is going to be very hard to beat at this point. He can just go for a DD here actually, and just sweep from there from what it looks like. He goes Phantom Force, revealing that he would have lived, I would think. So he was justified in just staying in and go for the return there. But now he went for a return while the Dragapult was behind the sub. And I don't remember if Hitmonlee is like is Maxmon or not. Yeah, probably is Maxmon. So yeah, he probably just attacked his Maxmon there for no reason, basically. Not to say it wouldn't fall to like a +2. Maybe it falls to a +2 Dragapult anyway, but yeah. Venusaur comes in, he goes for a sub, breaks the sub with Earth Power. I probably would have subbed again just in case he wanted to try to, go for Sleep Powder the next turn. But it works out for him. He's able to take out the Mega Venusaur. Rotom comes out, he goes for a sub. Take the Volt Switch, no problem. Altaria comes back, he can just go for the Phantom Force here. Take out the Alt and just go double Darts. Maybe even just 1 Darts for Rotom. Only 1 attack needed since he is +2 at this point. And he's able to take out, I believe this is Austin. 6-0, Dragapult, 6 kills. Amazing play. He probably could have just went +3 in one of the turns there and just, OKO'd them, no problem. But yeah, it works out for him either way. Not really a big deal. So yeah, solid win for Mike. Now, Tech of the Week actually goes to Sebastian's performance. Let's check out the game and see how that went. They lead Weavile on the Noivern. Switches out to Coco, the Victini. Now, interestingly enough, the Weavile has pressure, and the Noivern is not what do you call that ability? Frisk. It's not Frisk. So if it was Frisk, he would have been able to know the item of Weavile here, which could come in clutch later on. But he's probably rocking Infiltrator, which I can get. I can get that. He goes for rocks here on the Noivern switch, gets some lefties recovery back, goes Boom Burst, activates the Throat Spray. So this is a very anti-subset, right? You go for sub, you get blasted by like a +1 Boom Burst. Yeah, he goes for Infestation here, try to chip down the Noivern a bit. As he goes for Taunt, so that, you know, he doesn't set up more hazards. That kind of tells me, does the Noivern not have like defog? That is, if that's the case. But yeah, he is able to get like a solid flamethrower on the Mawile. Mawile falls to a Giga Drain after like Psychic Fangs on the, what do you call this one? Among Us. He goes for a Spore on the sub, good read. Goes for Flamethrower. So it doesn't look like this is a boosting Arceus. And the trademark item of Team N, Life Orb, another Life Orb Arceus. Very cool to see. So Psychic like breaks the sub, gets a judgment off. He goes for Psychic here, revealing that this is probably maybe a spec set, right? Maybe a spec set. Yeah, because did he go faster than the... Oh no, maybe it's a Scarf. He did go faster, or maybe the Arceus is just slow. But yeah, it looks like he was choice lock there. Not wanting to take the risk, he goes for Max there. Zera comes out. He can just go for a Max Guard here. Blocks the Plasma Fist, gets another boost. Should be able to outspeed. Whoa, okay. So, it's actually Scarf Zera. Okay. Goes Plasma Fist. And here comes the tech. So he goes Infestation here. Gets some Lefty's recovery. The Zera is forced to stay in and he goes for Rest. So this is like a Rest DPS set. So he revealed like Toxic earlier, I believe. So his Rest, Rocks, Infestation, Toxic. So as you can see, this set is really doing a number on the Zera, right? The Zera's best or like best form of recovery is just like Drain Punch, and I don't think Drain Punch is particularly good in this matchup. So yeah, he's able to chip down the Zera to like 24%, while the Shuckle still being relatively healthy. He goes for a Body Press on the Max Koppa. Does good damage. Max Flare comes out. Is he just gonna sack the Skarm? Yep, he sacks the Skarm to put the Koppa in range of like a Flamethrower from ours. Yep, Flamethrower comes out, takes out the Koppa. Zera comes in on rocks, 11%, which means Zera cannot switch out at this point. If he switches out, he dies to rocks. Shuckle comes in knowing that he checks this Mon completely. He just burns the sleep turns. Alright, so he switches out to Mega Gyara here, hoping that he could just set up on the Shuckle. He takes damage from the Infestation. He goes for a Toxic the next turn. So he probably felt that because of the Toxic, he couldn't set up more, right? He goes for a Waterfall here as Toxic kinda chips it down. And he is revealed to be Scarf Weavile. Very interesting. And even though Zeraora would have been able to like take out the Scarf Weavile, since it did have like CC, because of the rock set by Shuckle, he gets the W there. I think something interesting to note here is you could have played the end game a little better if you had like what do you call that? If you had Frisk. If you had Frisk, you would have known turn 1 Weavile is Scarf. You could have taken an extra Dragon Dance there, and you know, you probably wouldn't be in range of like an Ice Shard anyway, even after the extra poison damage, after the extra poison and infestation damage. So yeah, something to note there. This was an amazing game actually, everything considered. And our game of the week is gonna go to Stewart versus Tyler. Let's check out the game and see how that went. They need Coco on Flygon. Switches out to Porygon, fearing like a Scarf set. Yep. That was a solid prep, by the way. I wonder if that was intentional or not. So he blocks the EQ with what do you call that move? Or that ability? Trace. He blocks it with Trace. He goes for Scald. Now, I don't know what was the plan there. What was the plan of Stewart bringing the Heatran there? Did he not EV the Heatran to like take a Scald from Pex, or is this like an offensive Pex? That's something to consider there. Maybe he did EV it, but it's an offensive Pex, that's why it broke the sub. For some reason, he felt pressured enough to bring out the... what do you call this? His Maxmon. And he's probably gonna max here. Yep. The Godfather goes for Airstream, does good damage. Lost some... he loses the Life Orb here. So he should be able to live the next... what do you call that? The next Brave Bird. But he goes for Max Mindstorm. That's probably like a Zen Headbutt, if I were to guess. Goes for another Airstream on the Pharaoh. Unfortunate, he wasn't able to get a boost, but he does reveal the Fighting type move, takes out the Pharaoh. I mean, it's not amazing, but at least he got something out of it. Superpower, I'm not sure. Does this one not get like CC? Probably not. I know Stewart's good enough to know what moves to bring. So yeah, he just takes the damage he can, brings out Porygon 2, gets poisoned, races Rockhead. I wonder what was the reasoning for bringing this one. He goes for Ice Beam here. Is that it? Is he just trying to like chip it down? As far as I know, Tyrantrum does get like a flying move, if I'm not mistaken. He goes for Intimidate, which is good. He goes for DD, knowing that he probably lives the move anyway. He goes for Head Smash. Very interesting. Does that mean he doesn't have like a better move to hit this with? Because he opted for like the resisted hit. He's able to spin the spikes away, and I guess somewhat get momentum here. Goes Axel on the Pex, falls to Poison. Very good position for Tyler now. He brings out the Kyurem. Now Stewart has been very crafty with the Kyurem in the past games. He has been bringing some fire sets with this one. He goes for Freeze Dry there. So this is actually a pretty bulky Kyurem from what it looks like. We had some speculation that the Pex may be some kind of an offensive variant, but it's able to take like a knockoff and a Scald. I mean, one of those is resisted, but still. I mean, I guess if it's just like max HP, you would expect to live those moves. He goes for an Earth Power here, takes out the Pex. I guess the Earth Power covered the Empoleon switch as well. Yep, he goes for U-turn and just subs on the U-turn. Very interesting there. Very interesting. Oh yeah, he went for U-turn to break the sub, that's why. Yeah, he didn't think he's gonna... And if he locked himself to like an Outrage there, he could just like Outrage the next turn. Or he could have just went for the Ice move and knocked out the Flygon. Now we go for an Agility Empoleon. Interesting. And goes Flash Cannon on the Earth Power. Gets a Flash Cannon on Coco, good damage. He goes for U-turn, predicting the Flygon switch, but you know, Tyler goes for the no mix-up, just stay there and let your opponent outplay themselves. Yeah, he goes for Skull there, takes out the, what do you call that? The Heatran. So yeah, it actually revealed to be like a Scarf Coco just because he was able to outspeed +2 Empoleon. He probably, you know, if I were to guess, EV'd it to outspeed fast Coco but not Scarf. He goes for an Outrage here, predicting the Kyurem. This is very interesting. I'm not sure if this is like a choke on either player's part, but if I were to guess, this was a choke on I don't know, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Maybe Tyler's part, because if he went like EQ there, I guess EQ wouldn't 2-hit KO the Kyurem anyway, right? But yeah, he goes for Outrage there, predicting that he would switch out. Now the thing is, both of them are locked into T-Bolt and Outrage. They go, you know, blow for blow, so to speak, for a few turns. Realizing this, I'm not sure if Stuart realized it, but T-Bolt has more PP than Outrage, so he will eventually beat the Flygon in that matchup. So he is forced to switch out to the Ditto, take 2 T-Balls as he goes for a Dazzling Gleam, which was very good. Now, this was like the heads-up play from Stuart. For those who don't know, when Ditto copies someone, he gets 5 PP for every move. He used 1 PP on the Coco and burns 2 per move due to pressure. So the last move he went for, he's actually out of PP. And Stuart realizes this. So he just goes for like a Roost here, I'm sure. Yep. He just goes for a Roost. And then he goes sub on the Struggle, which is a very heads-up play. That's one of those 200 IQ plays. He's able to live the Outrage due to the sub, take out Flygon with Freeze Dry. Amazing play, amazing endgame there. It's really hard to fault like Tyler for the way he played the endgame, because you know there wasn't really a clear answer there. It really was a 50-50 in that sense, right? Had he gone for like an Earthquake there, he would have put the Kyurem like in range for Ditto to sweep, but Stu Dog just was able to like clutch it out in the end. So yeah, that's gonna be the highlights for week 7. If you guys like the content, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to support your boy even more, links to Patreon down in the description. I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers!